Testing. Let's see how this goes. Okay, welcome. Okay, live now. Okay, stream healthy, blah blah blah, analytics, blah blah blah. Welcome everyone. Time to get the show on the road. OBS there, and I do not need TD module angle. Lovely. Yep, in frame. Okay, so welcome. This is the final part 4 assignment about CS4222. Yeah, word of warning. If you've left it this late, you need to get your act together. You should have at least have some attempts made. Now looking for ways to improve it. Is there an audio loop? Shouldn't be. Fuck. So that's muted. Fuck, I need to go to my phone and see if it's looping. One sec. YouTube. Go to my own library. Channel, blah blah blah. Testing. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah. Yeah, that would definitely do that. Yeah, you can see the development mindset of, what did I fuck up? Always good. Anyway. Welcome. So, this time round he has given us a starter program. Well, aside from the specification that he normally gives, he's given us a starter program of, wait, I have it open, yeah, application analysis. So I'm going to yoink this into the folder. Nope, that's my personal one, not the one I'm presenting. So, as per usual, new folder, part 4, and how is the music with it all? Marked out the source as root, new Java class. Ooh, what did I? Application analysis is the name of it. Yeah, IntelliJ is so nice at times. So nice. Copy it in, and boom, that's the base file. And just because we're here, I'm just gonna download these and show in phone. Yoink them into the directory. Which one do I have open here? Here we go. Paste them in, boom, all there. These are the example ones he's given. Oh wait, maybe not basic English. That was the part 3. Delete that one. And yeah, we can just save that as git initial config. Now let's have a look at what he's. Oh, why is it not committing? Oh yeah, errors. I'll fix you up in a minute. Commit anyway. You can see IntelliJ trying to warn me of footguns. It is good. It's exactly why you would have it. So let's open up the actual specification. So he does say that this assignment is to work with map structures, which is grand. However, what he doesn't tell you is that it is also to deal with legacy code. Can I just bring that right there? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I can see that you can move both at once, which is lovely. In this case, we've got code already here, and what do? We rewrite it all because we don't like it? No. The key thing is, if you don't need to change it, you don't change it. You keep it as is. So what do we have to do actually? There we go. So go to XS, map structures. We analyzed tweets last semester. Come a separate file, so we don't actually have to deal with the CSVs directly ourselves, because that's all handled by these two functions up here. What we do have to deal with is these two functions here. The first one selects people if they're above a certain threshold of the score. Second is you feed in the grades of a subject, which is actually given to us. If we go and find that, we find that grades is given to us. He figures that out and gives them in, and we have to figure out how to give that a value. So we've got to convert this table into points. So whatever's in here, we can deal with. Now, the way I would personally use this. Oh wait. Oh, that's it. I have this now. I've been using Rhino the last few days for C#, and there's been a far more powerful version of this in it. It's bonkers. So anyway, so we need to have a hash map. It is his map, and that would be string is the key, which is the higher grade, the grade level, whether it be honors or ordinary. So string, excuse the typos, and random insertion. I need more coffee. And the other one would be integer. Again, both of those are the class versions of those, not the string and int like we're used to here. That's because Java can only take classes as an input, not anything else. And we need to have this as grade sequence. Grade scores. Currently unused, but we're gonna populate that. So populate, it should be private void, since it doesn't actually return anything. Grade. Wait, is this actually? Huh. I actually figured out what I wanted to write there. Damn, that's good. So, we need to take grade scores and dot put. That's the general structure and 0. So we need to take this, which is h1 100, and copy paste. You can see that it is warning me because adding the same key multiple times, that's a no-no. But that can be fixed. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And it's the same for the ordinary level. Yeah, it goes 1 to 8. So we can yank this, paste it down, and do Control R, which brings up replace, and we can do H with O. Replace H with O, and it is in the selection. So replace all, and boom. And now we just have to set the grade. So this is 88, 77, 66, I'm seeing a pattern here. 56, broken the pattern. 46, yeah, 37, and 0, which is kind of harsh since it kind of matches up otherwise. And now this starts at 56, then 46, then 37, then 28, then 20, then 12, then the last two are 0, 0, not 1,000, 0. Don't want to be 1,000 points. So grade scores equals new hash map. There we go. Got to initialize first. See ya. Initialize first, then honors. Ordering. And get back to him in a little bit. So now we have this. This is going to be what creates the grade scores. Now, what's the easiest way to do this? What I'm actually going to do is return is this type. And let's see if this works. Return. And then rename this temp. Refactor, rename TMP. And set that there. And I'm gonna go and let grade scores equals set grade scores. That should work fine. No, well, here in Ireland we've got the Leaving Cert. It's kind of like think of it more like the PSAT for secondary school students, but for each subject. So if you get a H1 in a subject, you get 100 points. And H1 is, I think, some like 95% or above. And to get into college, you need certain amount of points. Like if I just join here and go to LM121 and go here to computer science, which is the course I'm doing, you can see that last year it needed 402 points to get into it. This meant that on average you had to do, because it's out of 600, well, 625 I think, it's complicated, 600 by, well, it's 400 divided by 6. You would have to get at least 66.66666 recurring points to get into computer science last year. There are bonus marks for honors maths. I think that gives 25, a flat 25 extra marks or something. It has been too long since I've done it, so I honestly cannot remember. But yeah, essentially it is, at the end of the day, the word points. Well, yeah. Well, to be fair, if you do get plenty points, you do. Oh wait, is this still? Oh, heck, that's still showing the other stuff. Never mind. Yeah, you can see this is what I really look like. Yep, there we go. Far better. You didn't see anything. Yeah, 25 extra marks. Basically, it's a way to have fairness across the board, because these exams are standardized as fuck. So people, you're competing against everyone in the country. Yeah, that too. But in a way, it is kind of a grades to pints converter, because the higher grades, the more money you can earn, so the more pints you can buy. But that's the long-term game. So, at this point, grade scores should have all these values in it. So we're gonna have to use this somehow. So we yank that out, and let's go int result equals 0. And we need to, no, we're not actually going to result 0 yet, because we can have more than these 6 results, but we need to get the top 6. So we need to do something like array list. Array list integer, yep, integer is equal to result. Actually, oops, I am half asleep. New array list. Yeah, IntelliJ is so damn good. So we need to just loop through all these subject grades. So it's for string grade in subject grades. So that loops through essentially like 04, 03, 02, blah blah blah. Yeah, it is, but as I said, it's a long-term goal. We both know that college students aren't the best with long-term stuff. So here we go, results dot add. We take the grade. We get grade scores because we are looking up dot get grade. Why is that giving me error? There we go, private static. You can see static populates all the way up along. That's kind of annoying. But yeah, I personally prefer spending the money on coffee. So what this does is it loops through this array of A4, A3, whatnot, grabs the score, the number score from this list, which we made up here, and puts it in a temporary one called results. And then we need to sort it. Collections dot sort, and its results. And interesting thing, when you sort it, it will go like 1, 2, 3, 4. What we want though is the reverse of it, 4, 3, 2. So we can have a comparator. So it's collections dot reverse order. And this is trying to tell me something here. So collections.sort could be replaced with list.sort. Let's do that. Oh, and that's just results.sort, reverse order. So you can see we were sorting results in the reverse order. And so now we have everything done out. Oh, one other thing. There's a gotcha. See up here? See the empty one up here? We've got to deal with that. Normal, whatnot, doesn't even matter. So this will still come through in this array here and just be an empty string. So we can just deal with that by adding in an empty string of nothing, literally nothing. It turns 0, well, 0 and not anything else. And so that's a little gotcha you may not have noticed. Well, actually, Irish coffee, far better than both. Cannot beat it. So now we've got our results as numbers in reverse order. That's good. Now we need to compute the result, and for that we just go for int I, the standard, equals 0, I is less than 6, I++. Yeah, I spelled that correctly. I thought I'd put a capital I for a minute. Now we need to go result plus, and it is results, which is the full set of results, dot get, and I, and semicolon there. So this will grab the first 6 and add the result of that onto the final result, and then we return that. So that should be good. Complete a point score. Feet. 118 points. So, and how you doing, Van, yourself? Well, aside from being weird, but that's normal behavior. May as well do the same in yours. Which part are you talking about there? Oh yes, I'm giving a warning. Yeah, we'll come to that in a second. Where is the warning? Because that is... oh yeah, see you here? So IntelliJ is doing the right thing, and before I commit, it is warning me that code may not be up to spec. And I'm gonna do a very cheeky thing and just edit the old code here. Because that was stopping me committing stuff, so I like being committed. Yeah, that's never used, but we can get back to this. Fix this string called errors. Yeah. Hello. Wait, are you Hans? Are you Hans? Because I don't know anyone else in our class who's doing good at, aside from us. Oh yeah, I do need to commit that. So this is this function done, which we can now collapse down because out of sight, out of mind, blah blah blah, it's working. Oh yeah. Yeah, so what actually are you gonna do the same in yours then? How were you doing it? This is actually one thing I love about the class, is that everyone figures out good ways to do stuff, and it's really interesting. So let's have a look at select. We're given a tree map of scores, which is the ID and their points, and we have the cutoff value, and we're supposed to return a linked list. Yeah, empty string, it will catch you out. There's another nice way of handling it, because the empty string will only work for the empty string, but if there's another value there, say null, it will error out. So it's a good way to do it, and a reminder, the way I do these is the absolute basics. It should cover basics, but not the more advanced stuff. There is a better way, Hans, of dealing with unexpected values. It is in, let me just show you. So instead of get, there is another method you can use that's like get, named similar enough to it, but can deal with the unexpected values. So have a look at that. Okay, anyway, so linked list. So boom, that away. So a new linked list of string, I'm gonna yonk that. Result, unt equals new linked list, boom. And so, there we go. And now I need to loop through candidate scores. So for another for loop, and I actually am not sure. So this, if you hover over it, tree map of blah blah blah, what does it give? Extends abstract map, clonable, but I'll see in a minute. Something candidate, because I want just the candidate. Candidate scores and candidate. So this is a map, I think. Map of string and integer. That's it. Okay, let's just go to the basics. I'm gonna pull up the notes, which is not that one. There we go. And close that. Lecture slides, and we go into apps, I think. What was that in the second or third part that you think you messed up? Okay, so for okay, so here we go. Map entry. I think this is it. Copy. Again, his notes. This is the which one is it? The Java maps slides. The very last slide of that. And let's go back to the website. There we go. And Java, and that would be string and integer is the appropriate ones. Dot entry set. Ah, for fuck's sake. Is there a better one? Collections, hash tables, maybe. Let's just double check this. So, looking for the code stuff, blah blah blah. No, it's not. So, how do we iterate them? Yeah, see, even I can blank. So for let's just go and see what are the methods on this. Dot. Oh yeah, right. Yeah. So it's a this returns set. Okay, let's just go to the okay. for candidate, and it is var ID is equal to candidate oh wait, string. Keep forgetting this is not go dot. String ID equals candidate dot keys. Oh no. So interset returns. Okay, that's complicated. Then I plug that in, and we're gonna get IntelliJ to simplify stuff. So change parameter. There we go. Dot key, get key. There we go. This is tricky as heck. Get it right required me to go into the yeah, so getting this right required me to go into entry set and see what it returns, copy pasting that in, and then accepting the correction that IntelliJ suggested, because I cannot for the life of me remember that off the top of my head. It's complicated. I don't like it. So string, pull out the ID because that's the string, pull out points, int points is get value, and now we have the two sets of details we want. And you're probably wondering why null is here, just in case. This is kind of important, and I'll come back to that in a few minutes, so don't worry. So if points dot just points is greater or equal than the cutoff, we add the ID to result dot add ID. And yeah, ask test. Oh yeah, it is test, but it is so weird not having to deal with lifetimes. And so we can actually return results directly, I think. Will it be given out to me? No, it won't. That is good. So returning result, and that part is done. So I'm just going to leave a comment here. I had to check what the document you should do. Tree map. Let me just grab a link and just pop it in there. Because tree map Java, and yoink it over. The actual documentation, and we need to get entries. Entry set. Issue 2, 1. Oh yeah, if you haven't pushed it off, you can literally open the Git menu, bottom left, actually the same as here. See Git menu for me here. If I press that, it brings up this list, and you can right click on the last message, and it should be edit commit message. It should be the exact same in the writer for you. So that part's done. Oh, but there's a problem. We're gonna come back to that in a second. So feet. Select complete. Okay, this works. Like, this works really well. Oh yeah, you can't. This is why you don't push too often. Wait, did you put these notes in the message? You did, didn't you? Oh no, you did. Hands. Oh no, hands. Anyway, so this is fine. To calculate application score is fine, but there is an issue up here. Now remember, I'm advising you not to edit this part at all, not in the slightest. So editing this is not a good thing. So the chosen applicants is from our select function that we just did. You don't have to edit, it's fine. Remember, that would still show both files being edited, right? So that should be grand. Oh great. So anyway, chosen applicants. Dermot's code is expecting the possibility of a null value. However, it will never be null in our case, at least in this piece of code. So we need to set it up. And so what we can simply do is do a boolean. Actually, can we do result? Result dot. Do we have size in this? Yeah, we do. Yeah, so not the best, but it will work. If result.size is equal to 0, we return null. Return null. And that wouldn't satisfy this particular line. Because again, Dermot's code expects the possibility of null. We have to return null if there's nothing in it, because that is what he expects. There are no applicants with the sufficient score. And that is it. That is this entire assignment complete. Fix can return null. Before we head off, I would like to draw your attention to the challenges this time around. Because there's not too much to do, the A challenge is literally to not edit the two existing functions there. B challenge, probably should fix that spelling mistake, but blah, is to deal with honors maths. As we were talking about earlier, the honors maths gives bonus marks, and so the challenge is to implement that. At least the first tier of it is to implement the bonus marks, which is flat 25 marks even if you did poorly in honors maths. So you can manually do that or programmatically do it. Doesn't really matter. The second part would be if it's in the final 6th grade, so only give the bonus marks if it's in the top 6. Yeah, I'll have a look in a little bit. Which this part is harder because you only give it the extra marks if it's in the final 6. So it has to be good enough to be there in the first place, then you get the extra. harder to do, but still impossible for you. The next part is you have it so that it gives a percentage bonus. So what we have for our ones, it was scrolling down here to sacred scores. So if you had a H8, it would give you 25% bonus marks on 0%, which would be 0. But if you had 100, it would give you 25 extra marks because bonus. 88 would give you 22. Yeah, it's a sliding scale. These are far harder. The other thing is that the honors maths, no matter what, its position is the second last on the list. So you have to use offsets and whatnot to figure out where. And you have to be careful of the empty spaces here. Because they won't catch you out otherwise. Yeah. Anyway, that's it. I hope you do well in the exams and you know where to find me. Any questions before I head off? I'll probably continue this setup next year as well, since I actually really enjoyed it. Anyways then, if there's nothing, then farewell. Oh. Oh, and we both know that it's not just rider madness. It's just pure madness regardless of which IDE you use. Anyways, I'll